a growth mindset is a way of seeing themselves and the world in a way where, regardless of what is fixed right now, I can change. My situation can change. My results can change. Welcome to another edition of my Achieve Even More training that I do every Tuesday morning for 30 minutes right here. And today is a really interesting topic. And it's around why you must develop a millionaire mindset to achieve your financial and wealth goals. All right, so why you must develop a millionaire mindset. What is a millionaire mindset? So millionaire mindset, why must you develop a millionaire mindset if you really want to achieve your financial goals and dreams? I think one of the first questions, right, is what in the world is a millionaire mindset? Do millionaires, think differently? Do millionaires process the world differently? Do millionaires have a different brain? I always like that question, right? And so let me just see if maybe I could take these off a little bit. I'll use these as needed. I can see a little bit. So what is a millionaire mindset? Does anybody have an idea? What is a millionaire mindset? What is a millionaire mindset? I think I might need these. What's a millionaire mindset? Do people who make a lot of money and have a lot of money have a different mindset than people who don't? A lot of people talk about, it's important to have a good mindset. It's important to have a good attitude. What the hell is it? What is a good attitude? There's a lot of positive people that are broke. They have great attitudes, but they're broke. They're happy, but they're broke. Let's differentiate, happiness, relationships, and wealth, money, financial wealth. I'm going to keep this to financial wealth, okay? If you like this topic, do me a favor, hit the like or the love button. I also want to show you something that I have here on my mobile phone. A few days ago, I posted, I'm going to show you, not here. This is my kids and my wife, and there you go. My wife over here. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'm just having a little bit of fun. I posted this little image on a couple of my social media sites. I'm on Instagram and on Twitter and on my Facebook fan page and YouTube, etc. And I posted this image, and it'd be interesting to know, maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't, but here is the image. Which would you prefer? Let me go over here, right? Learn to make $1 million, or would you take, $1 million cash right now? All right, can you see that okay? There you go. Sorry, I thought I put it up on my phone. Which would you prefer? Learn how to make $1 million or take $1 million cash right now? And it was really interesting. We had so many people comment on this. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people commented on this. I'm interested to ask you, which would you prefer? I want to ask you, a question. Why do lottery winners, okay, who win, 5 million, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, why do most of them, 85+%, lose the money within 3 to 5 years? Millions and millions and millions. They win by buying the lottery tickets. So I give them credit for buying the lottery ticket, but why do 85% is the statistic I've read? Why do they lose the money? Right? They could buy all of the financial consulting that money could afford. They could take as much time off to learn what to do with the money. So why is it that 85% lose the money? Can anybody guess that? Can anybody guess that? So Yaz says they don't have the right mindset, so the money repels them. Great answer. All right. So they spend it all and have a scarcity mindset. So Melissa says because they have a scarcity mindset, even though they win all this money, they get rid of the money. Here's a question that I want to ask you. If you take lottery winners and you analyze their thoughts, their emotions, their behaviors around money, they've developed a pattern before they won the money, right? They developed a pattern. And that pattern is locked in where? Their conscious or subconscious mind. We all know this. It's their subconscious mind. And what controls our thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensations, and behaviors? Mostly the subconscious mind. So if they win the money, and the amount of money they have, the cars they buy, the environment that they put themselves in, like the nice new homes, maybe the jet or the first class airline tickets, and the nice beautiful hotels and everything that many people like to buy, is it possible that when there's a mismatch between their scarcity or poverty mindset and the new environment that they have created with money, that their subconscious mind sabotages the amount of wealth they have, and so they get rid of it so that they feel more comfortable? Is that possible? If you think that's possible, hit the like or the love button so I know that we're in sync, okay? There's been a lot of research that's been done around mindset and around people's environments. And the research around money shows that when people end up with more money than they are used to having, when they end up with more money and cars and planes and trains and automobiles than they're used to having, what we do, because of the way the brain works, is we will make 100% certain that our external environment matches our internal map of reality. Now, when we have a windfall of money, it doesn't match the internal map of reality that we've accumulated over 20, 30, 40, or 50 years. The internal map of our reality of how much we earn, how much we're worth, is embedded in our subconscious mind from 30, 40, 50, 60 years of conditioning and training and being in that environment. And this is why most welfare recipients, they're not first generation welfare recipients. They're fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth generation welfare recipients because they're born into the environment that creates the blueprint, and then the blueprint creates the expectation, the perspectives, the beliefs, the habits, and the results. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And so the reason lottery winners lose all the money is because they don't have an internal map for the wealth. They don't have the beliefs, the habits, perspectives of having wealth and what that environment is like. And our brain makes 100% certain, not one, but 100, 100% certain that your outside world matches your internal map of reality around money. Here is something else. When you take people, for example, that are homeless, I'm going to divert for just a moment, and you take them off the streets and you put them into an apartment with a little bit of furniture, you know, and put them in an apartment. In many cases, they will ruin the apartment and leave the apartment because they're not comfortable. And so what is this comfort zone that we develop in our brain that constitutes our thoughts and our behaviors? And here's the key: since we're such an adaptable species, whatever environment we get used to becomes our comfort zone. Now, I want you to make sure that you don't misunderstand comfort zones. Comfort zones doesn't mean that it's plush and beautiful and wonderful. Comfort zone just means this is what feels right for me, even though I may want something else. So even though consciously I say I'd like this or that or this or that, what feels comfortable is what we will always go back to until we reprogram and recalibrate the subconscious mind. If it were me, I would take the $1 million cash, knowing what I know, and then I would, you know, do what I do now and get some really amazing people to help me invest it properly. But if you don't have the right millionaire mindset and you do that, chances are you're going to get rid of it and sabotage it. So When we talk about developing a millionaire mindset, where we started, by the way, you enjoying this? We talk about developing a millionaire mindset. The first thing to understand about mindsets that millionaires have is based on a really good book that Carol Dweck wrote called Mindset. And they've discovered that there's two types of mindsets. Number one is called a fixed mindset. And a fixed mindset is a mindset that says, here's who I am, here's how old I am, here's my knowledge and my skills, here are the results I've achieved in the past, here's the career or business that I'm in, and based on those paradigms, here's what things are going to be like. So a fixed mindset is a world of absolutes, of here's how things are, here's what the expectation is, and there's maybe a little bit of room for growth and and risk or error. That's a fixed mindset. Millionaires and people who earn 6 figures, maybe 7 figures a year, accumulate some wealth so they can achieve financial freedom, they have something that is known as a growth mindset. And a growth mindset is a way of seeing themselves and the world in a way where, regardless of what is fixed right now, I can change. My situation can change. My results can change. And they consistently focusing on how they can and why they will or must versus why they can't. It's a very, very thin line and distinction between people who fall into one category or another, fixed or growth. So here's my question for you. Which are you? Are you mostly fixed? And is that your self-talk, fixed mindset? Or are you mostly growth-oriented? Do you find yourself talking, your self-talk is how I can, why I must, and you're consistently upgrading your knowledge and your skills and your behaviors, right? Knowledge, skills, and behaviors, not just knowledge and skills. Which one? So here are a couple of things to ask yourself, right? If you're a fixed mindset, ask yourself, what has to happen in order for me to use my fixed mindset, but to be open to change and to growth? How do I change some of my beliefs, which are nothing more than feelings of certainty about something, right? How do I develop a growth mindset where I'm not just learning, but I am also growing and applying? See, here's the key. Knowledge is wonderful, it's great, but it doesn't translate to behavioral change. There are lots of people that have knowledge that aren't taking action. But to develop a millionaire mindset, here's a couple things I want you to ask yourself, right? What do I need to believe in order for me to have a growth mindset? What do I need to believe in order for me to have a growth mindset? What do I need to believe? I think you would probably agree you need to believe that it's possible for me. See, as soon as you have a fixed mindset, that's almost like having the words I can't in your brain. But if you said, I have a fixed mindset and here's how I can become more growth mindset oriented, you just open up the neurological valve of possibilities. And one of the things with our brains is there are some very, very simple techniques that you can use in order to shift from fixed to growth. So here's a couple of them. One of the best ones that you could ever learn, in addition to obviously being aware of your thoughts and your emotions and your feelings and your behaviors. Many of you are in some of my programs where I teach inner sizing, right? Inner sizing are mental and emotional techniques to strengthen your neuromuscles. But when we're looking at a growth mindset, one of the things that is really, really critical is the power of questions. So when you say to yourself, I can't because, and then you fill in the blank, your brain basically says, okay, and that's a fixed mindset. It's fixed based on this perception or perspective around my reality. What if you change just one little piece? Says, in the past, I thought I couldn't, and now I'm learning how to. What if you just made that little shift? In the past, I've thought I have a fixed mindset, and now I'm learning how to have a growth mindset. That little shift opens up a neurological, and I'm using a metaphor, valve of possibility, okay, instead of the probability that you're going to stay fixed. And a growth-minded, a millionaire mindseted person always thinks, no matter how many things I've tried that didn't work, I'm gonna succeed by trying more things that do. That's a millionaire mindset. A millionaire mindset says, regardless of how much I'm earning right now, and regardless of how young or old I am, or how Asian or Caucasian I am, or regardless of whether I live in a small town or a big metropolis city, I have the ability to learn how to earn 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times more income. Now, most people take a look at their current circumstances and they allow their current circumstances to control their thinking. But I want you to understand what you're dealing with, when we're talking about your brain. This, not this, but your brain, my brain, right? It's about 3 pounds, made up of mostly, fat and water, and about 85 billion cells that have created these neural connections. It is the most powerful organism in the known universe, in the whole universe that we're aware of. It is the most powerful tool in the whole universe. And all these connections that you have created, from birth, that you keep reinforcing, they're what causes your perspective, your emotions, your behaviors. And so learning a little bit more on how to use your brain better to develop a millionaire mindset, to develop a new blueprint, to understand what are the obstacles that hold you back, how do you get rid of procrastination and limiting beliefs and things like that hold you back, and how do you put yourself on the path to doubling or tripling your income. I want you to all play a little game with me. Can you play a little game with me? We'll have a little bit of fun. I'm going to show you something on changing your mindset and your frame in just 1 second. I play this game at all of my events where people pay thousands of dollars to come to. Are you able to play a little game with me? I want you to do this. Think of one person that you love. I mean, you love more than anybody else in the whole world. Just think of one. It can't be yourself, but just think of one person. And once you have that name, of that person in your head, hit the like or the love button, and I'll know that you got a name of a person. Could be a person, even if you want to choose a pet, okay? Even if you want to choose a pet, that's okay. A person or a pet, okay? So let's say you have that person. Let's say I shared with you, let's play a little game right now. Let's say I said, 12 months from now, we're going to meet up face to face in a little cafe. And here's the game. If you don't double your income, no matter what it is right now, if you don't at least double your income in the next 12 months, you will never see that person again. Never. If you don't figure out how to double your income in the next 12 months, you will never see that person again. Well, would you change what you believe is possible? Would you let go of whatever's holding you back right now? Will you shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset of how I can? See, of course you would. You would let go of whatever might be holding you back. You'd let go of whatever stories or excuses or reasons you have right now of why you can't, because it's harder, because you don't have an education, or you're too young, or you're too old. You would change your frame to go from focus on why you can't and why you're stuck to how you will because you must. Let me repeat that. You will go from your frame of why you can't to why you will because you must. See, when you start thinking, I want to double or triple my income because I must, and you have a reason why you must, then you will do whatever it takes to overcome any of the self-imposed limitations. Hey, this is John, and if you liked that video, watch the next video because it is packed with things that you can do right now to achieve success way faster than ever before.